Once again, my name is Father Alex Carlson, and before this, I was the associate priest at St. Ambrose in Woodbury for a year, and at Epiphany in Coon Rapids for 2 years before that year, always as the associate, and now I am here as your pastor of St. John the Baptist in Excelsior. And just like the first reading today, I love how we're able to rejoice. At least I am rejoicing. Maybe you're not, maybe you're crying, which is to be expected. I'm here, but I am rejoicing because I am here. I could not think of a better gospel to start with than this one today. Of course, we have Jesus sending out the disciples to do what? To go ahead and prepare ahead of him a place that he wants to visit soon. And he sends them out and he says what? The harvest is abundant, but the laborers are few. You know, Jesus sent out the disciples, and we too get sent every single day in our life. In a particular way, I got sent here from someone acting as one of the apostles, of course, Archbishop Neinstedt. I remember the day that he called me. It was a Thursday in April, late April, and of course it's Minnesota, so we had a huge snowstorm. I think school was canceled the next day, whatever it may be, so it was one of those great April Minnesota days. But it was my off day, and I got home that afternoon from reading a book. I was in Hudson, Wisconsin, escaping from Woodbury for 3 hours. And I got home, and there was a voicemail on my office phone, which I called and checked. For some reason, I knew I had to check my voicemail that day. And sure enough, it was Archbishop Neinstedt, and he says, "Hello, Father Carlson. This is Archbishop Neinstedt, and I have a question to ask you. I know it's your off day, but please give me a call back as soon as possible." So at that moment, I knew that Archbishop either, one, I got in trouble, which I don't think was going to happen, or two, he was going to ask me to take a new assignment. So I called him back, and I said, and of course I got his voicemail, because that's what you do now, you just play phone tag left and right. I said, how come I can't just text him? But I don't know if he does that yet. But anyways, I call him up, and of course I get his voicemail, and I said, I'm sorry, I missed your Archbishop, here's my cell phone number, and I hang up, and I was like, okay, I'll wait for his call back, and then I go, wait a minute, I gave him my wrong number. I gave him my wrong cell phone number. So I had to call him back again, which is very embarrassing, and say, I'm so excited, Archbishop Neinstedt, for whatever question you're going to ask me, that I gave you the wrong cell phone number. So I gave him the right cell phone number, and then I waited for 3 hours. Then it was 4 hours. So I thought for sure he was going to call back that night because it was 9 o'clock at night, and I was on the phone with one of my buddies, another priest, talking about a priest that we knew was in the hospital at the time, was checking in on him, and sure enough, my phone starts going off again, and it says, area code 651291, and I think, great, that's just my mom calling. I'll call her back when I'm done in this conversation. Because my mom works at United Hospital, so it's exactly the same number for the most part. So 20 seconds later, I go, wait a minute, Mom's not working tonight. That was the Archbishop. So, of course, I hang up the phone on my buddy, so I'll call you later. And I hang up, and I call back the Archbishop, and he answered, and I said, hello, Archbishop, this is Alex Carlson. And we went and talked for a little bit, and then he says, well, I have a question to ask you. And I said, I'm ready. And he goes, I'd like you to become the pastor of St. John the Baptist in Savage, Minnesota. Father Dosh has been there for 16 years. It's a very good parish. It has a school, very small enrollment to 90 kids right now, but they're planning on keeping it open. And I immediately said, well, I like that, Archbishop. I like schools. He goes, good, so do I. And as a pastor, you should always want to go to a parish that has a school. And I said, well, exactly. So that's all I said, and then about 5 seconds of quiet, and then he goes, well, do you accept the position? Of course I do, Archbishop. Whatever you want me to. And of course, I was smiling. He goes, very good. Get in contact with Father Dosh tomorrow. So I said, great, and I let him know of my prayers, and he let me know of his prayers. Hang up, and I go down, I kneel right away, and I pray for St. John the Baptist of Savage. And I thought it was the right parish. So after I finished my prayer, what do? I'm 29 years old. I go on the internet, and I Google St. John the Baptist Savage. And I look, and I'm like, boy, Archbishop has a lot of trust in me, right? New priest, kind of, be a pastor of this huge parish in Savage. I look at the staff, who am I going to be working with? And wait a minute, that's not Father Dosh. Where is he on this website? And he wasn't there, so I had to Google Father Dosh. And sure enough, it was St. John the Baptist in Excelsior. So this has been 5 minutes since I talked to the Archbishop, and all of a sudden in the back of my mind I go, where am I going? I have no idea where I'm going. And I don't want to call the wrong parish, and all of a sudden that priest's thinking I'm leaving, what's happening? So 9:05 at night, I give the Archbishop a call again. And I said, hello, Archbishop. This is Alex Carlson calling again. And I'm sure he was thinking I'm already denying this parish. Not the case. And I said, this is a quick question for you. Did you say Excelsior or Savage? And very frankly, he goes, well, Excelsior. I go, good. For some reason, I thought Savage. And he said, well, I'm sure you were excited when I asked you to become pastor, and that's why you thought the wrong parish. And I said, of course, Archbishop, I know you more than likely said Excelsior. Now, I had no idea before this that there's a St. John the Baptist in Savage. I had no idea there's a St. John the Baptist in Excelsior. But for some reason, I'm supposed to be here. And I could not be happier that this is where God wills me to be, and Archbishop wills me to be. And why? Why am I here? The reason why is so that I can be your priest, so that I can be your shepherd. That just like the disciples we hear about in today's gospel, you can come to know Jesus Christ through the ministry of a priest who acts in the person of Christ. Most importantly, what I will do when I am here, for however many years it may be, 1 year, 2 years, 16 years, 60 years, however long it may be, that I will always point towards Jesus Christ. This is what St. John the Baptist did, our patron saint. He always said, prepare the way of the Lord. He didn't point towards himself. I am not here for you to love me. I hope you do. I hope you like me. But it's not about me. I am here so that you can continue to love Jesus Christ. And that is something different. This parish is not going to be Father Carlson's parish. It will continue to be your parish. It will continue for you to be the people who make up this church. Not this beautiful space, but you are the parish of St. John the Baptist in Excelsior. And I've been sent here to help you encounter Christ. This is where I've been sent, and I could not be happier. But it's not only me who is being sent. You see, in the gospel today, we're all sent. What does it say again? The harvest is abundant, but the laborers are few. You are called to be disciples as well. You are called to go out into the abundance of this world. People who are longing for something greater than money. People who are longing for something greater than house or material goods or status. People are longing for Jesus Christ in everything. And me as a priest, I will try to minister to them to the best of my ability. But you have access to people that I will never encounter. You too are called to be sent out into the ends of the world, just like the disciples were, to be ministers of Christ, to go to your co-workers, to go to your family members, to go to your neighbors who are not here right now and they should be, and to let them know of the beauty of God and how God is longing to enter into a relationship with them. And when we do this, we don't point towards ourselves. The disciples did not come back and say, Lord, even the demons are subject to us because of our name. No, he said, Lord, even the demons are subject to us because of your name. And so we here at St. John the Baptist, we the parishioners of St. John the Baptist, are called to go out into the world and to be ministers of Christ. God puts us in unique situations every single day. At the grocery store, when we're picking up our kids from school, wherever it may be. And he gives us an opportunity. Are we being his disciples or not? What I ask of you is to be his disciple in everything. You will never know how much you influence someone. You never know when God is going to put someone in front of you who all they need to be is being asked a question that will spark their faith life. I promise you here, when I am here, I will work tirelessly through God to minister to you. But I ask in turn that you do the same. That you follow our patron saint of St. John the Baptist. That you be like the disciples, to go out into the world, into this harvest that is abundant in this world where people are longing for God. I ask of you to join me and be laborers for God. Because when we do this, what happens? Our gospel says it. Nevertheless, do not rejoice because the spirits are subject to you, but rejoice because your names are written in heaven. Do you want to have your name written in heaven? I hope the answer is yes. How do we do this? By being disciples of God in everything that we do.